In today's video, I'm going to be doing a Roblox versus Minecraft analysis, and this is going to be based off of my experience, so let's get right into it here. So for the type of headers or format, we have type of game genre, cost of game, game modes, graphics, gameplay mechanics, building features, and character customization. So once again, game genres, how much does it cost, the game modes, the graphics or the evolutions of the graphics, the gameplay mechanics, the building simulator concept, and the character customization. So, as defined on the wiki, Roblox is a sort of sandbox, or not even sandbox, it's a massively multiplayer online game, and it doesn't really specify its genre, so I'm going to show you some evidence in a bit. Okay, so let's get right into the evidence part here. So we're just going to choose 3 random games, and I'm going to show you that Roblox is very, very diverse. You know, it's not just sort of one set genre, but in fact, a multitude of genres. So let's see, let's choose 3 games here, just 3 random games, it doesn't matter. And as you can tell, this would be sort of a adventure game. This would be a town and city game. And this one's a bit ambiguous because it says, I believe, all genres, but the point remains is that, you know, Roblox is very, very diverse when it comes to the sandbox, or when it comes to the game, sorry. Whereas Minecraft, on the other hand, is more of a sandbox and RPG or whatever. So now getting on to the second part here, we're talking about the cost of the games. And for Roblox and Minecraft, you do actually have to make free accounts that don't cost any money. But in order to play for Minecraft, you would have to actually buy the game for around $27 or roughly around that much. Whereas in Roblox, you can just play games after you create an account. So now we're going on to the game modes here, and this is just sort of random footage that I decided to record to kind of talk more about the game mode aspect for both games. So as I said in Roblox, each game is kind of unique. Sometimes you might combine a mix of both. So for games like these, this would be a bit of a tycoon because the whole point is to earn points, no pun intended, so that you can unlock better stuff and vice versa. And it also has a bit of that role-playing aspect too, because you can choose to be different positions, like if you want to be a delivery person or a supplier. And I think maybe that's sort of the factors that I would decide this game to be work at a pizza place because it requires a lot of teamwork. So you know the role playing aspect would be for fun, and the sort of tycoon aspect would be the main concept of this game, and that's just to earn as much points as possible so that you can buy houses and buy new stuff so that your place can look much better, and that's ultimately the point of this game. And with many different Roblox games, they kind of vary depending on the genres, but each genre has its own purposes of how to play the game. So now with the Minecraft footage here, we actually have the gameplay in action, and we also have the building mechanic features too, which I will mention in a bit shortly. But yeah, the building feature is sort of a bit integrating into the game, meaning when you play Minecraft, you're pretty much playing the building sim itself and also the survival sort of RPG aspect of it. So with Minecraft, it's more, catered towards one specific genre, or actually a few. It's catered towards the sandbox, sort of building simulator, which is very, very easy to do for anyone of various ages or depending on your gaming experience. And it does have the more RPG aspect and survival to it, depending on if you're playing on the survival mode or not. So now we're talking about the building mechanics here, and I'm showing you now the Roblox build feature. And as you can tell, judging by the studio, it's very, very diverse in a sense that there's a lot to do. For instance, when it comes to resizing, resizing is literally impossible, or you can't do that in Minecraft because in Minecraft each dimension has its sort of I'm sorry, each block has its own dimensions, and they will not bend to your will, so to speak. So as you can tell here, I'm sort of pushing it up and down. I can also resize the blocks too. I can give them different colors, different materials, different dimensions. I can make them smoother or I can make them blockier. The point here is that, I have pretty much godlike powers when it comes to the building mechanics in Roblox because of the Roblox Studio, which is very, very sort of akin to like a Sony Vegas or like those professional paid programming that a lot of people use when they do their jobs because it's very, very high end, as I would say, and The amount of things that you can do in the Roblox Studio compared to Minecraft is just absolutely insane. Like Minecraft is nothing on Roblox when it comes to the building mechanics for building really really elaborate kind of things and whatnot. And you can also rotate and do a bunch of other stuff too that I won't get into. Whereas for Minecraft, when you build a server or when you create a server, when you play by yourself or when you play with your friends and whatnot, it's just like you just hit create and go. I mean, the building mechanic features are included, as I said, on the Minecraft gameplay. So now we're going on to the edit aspect here, and as you can tell, Roblox seems to really care for its developers because they have given you pre-templates. So if you're sort of a bit indecisive on what kind of game mode you can create, you can use one of these as templates and you can sort of build from there. And now we're going on to the edit aspect here. So the difference between build and edit, in my opinion, is that the build mechanic allows you to see your character that is actually in game, and the edit mechanic is more of a sort of bird's eye view where you actually replace your Robloxian avatar with the camera. And as you can tell by the angle, it's really, really smooth and it's really good. And I guess the build aspect would be catered towards people that want to build something, with a lot of hours put into it. And the edit would just be for people that want to make a quick fix on their places and whatnot. It's more of a small readjustment as opposed to a big one. And honestly, the edit mechanic or the mechanic features, I mean, they're pretty much the same shit. It just depends on how much you want to put into a game in terms of fixing it or making it look better than before. And pretty much the features are the same regardless, so that doesn't matter which one you go on, just know that each of them has its own purposes. Okay, so with the edit features in Minecraft, it's very, very limited. I mean, you can, put seeds or generators to help make it more lively, but other than that, that's probably the best you can get. So now we're talking about the graphics mechanic here, and I'm currently playing the Road Expedition on the lowest settings. So as you can tell, there is no shadowing, there is no lighting effects. It's just sort of everything but the flashy stuff. So everything else is sort of rendered 1080p and whatnot, but the flashy stuff is gone. And now I'm going to put the graphics on high, and judging by the gameplay, it's lagging like crazy. But when I actually was playing a game while recording using OBS, it it wasn't like it. It was actually very, very, very smooth. So I don't know why OBS decided to show me this crappy 1 FPS re-render of the gameplay, but I think you get the point here. With the higher graphics, you get better lighting and better shadows and whatnot. It makes it feel more diverse and more realistic in a sense. Whereas in Minecraft, there is a graphics option, but it's set to off, fast, or fancy, which I think represent low, medium, or high graphics, but they honestly don't make much of a difference unless you turn on the shadows and clouds and all that other crap. So as you can tell, I'm currently playing on the highest graphics right now, and this is what the game looks like without the mods. If you do download mods, which I'll get to later on, they will definitely make the game more vibrant and much better and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm putting the actually sorry, I was playing on low graphics. Now I'm playing on high graphics here, and it's virtually the same shit. Really, it's just maybe a slight improvement, but not much. So now we're going to be talking about the gameplay mechanics here, and I'm currently playing an obby. So the whole point of an obby or OB is to challenge yourself, is to see how you can do and how well you can play on obstacle courses. And the main goal of these kind of games are to, beat the challenges and keep playing until you reach the end of the game. And it's pretty much simple, it's as simple as that. And I think these are more of the funner obbies or the funner genres to play because they don't require that much fun to it. You just kind of, play each of the obbies and challenge yourself and see how well you do. And that's just basically the gist of it. I mean, even a newcomer to Roblox can play this game and have a lot of fun because it's very, very easy to play. Whereas other games like the FPS genre or the Tycoons, they require a bit of methodical thinking into it. It's not as easy as just, WASD and spacebar time. It requires more input than just that. So with the Minecraft gameplay mechanics here, again, at its core, you're pretty much grinding. You're grinding for resources. You're grinding for resources to craft so that you can get better stuff. You're also building for shelter, and you're fighting off enemies that may, mess your shit up. And and you're killing animals, and it's just sort of the perspective of how it feels to be if you're trapped on a abandoned island or a island by yourself. You know, you have to do these things to survive. And I would give Mojang credit to making Minecraft feel as realistic as possible, even though it is a video game. You know, these are things that we would probably be doing IRL if you were ever in these sort of situations of being abandoned and having no virtual contact from the outside world and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what you do for the most part. Just grind out of time and keep grinding until you get bored of the game. And I suppose that's sort of the gist of the gameplay mechanics here. It's not nothing more than that, but it's much more, it's much more realistic and it's much more easier to get used to. But I can imagine that, gamers probably won't like. I would imagine that some gamers probably won't like that. So now we're going on to the building features here, and I know I've talked about building a lot in my previous clips I've shown you on this video, but I wanted to demonstrate a bit more. So now I'm currently playing on one of my brother's places or mines, and this is sort of a test obby that I built, but I wanted to show you the build mechanics. And like I said, the build mechanics are where your virtual avatar or your virtual character is sort of seen in the game. And I'm just showing you sort of the basics, like it's not much of a difference honestly, but I just wanted to elaborate more on the building mechanics of Roblox and how I suppose if I were to be biased, how it is much, much better when it comes to building the Minecraft. Simply because there's just more to do at your disposal. You're not limited to just a certain dimension or a certain linear path. You can make each block feel as unique as you want. It's not as stale as the Roblox's, I'm sorry, or the Minecraft's 4x4 mechanic that Mojang kind of instills in his players. And I find it to be a bit funny because you're paying 27 bucks for this shit, and yet you're limited on the building mechanics. The main thing that makes these games very, very similar and the main selling point of Minecraft was and always will be the building mechanics. But yeah, I think that's kind of the gist of it here. Roblox is just leaps and bounds better. I think it's because they were, here first. They kind of came up with this building genre mechanics, from Blockland, if you guys remember, and from some older building mechanics. But I think Roblox has been here longer, and they've established themselves as the ones that you should really look into playing if you're into architecture or building or just anything along the borders of those lines. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to go on to the Minecraft building features now, and they're pretty much the same thing as the last point. I just wanted to include more footage so I can reiterate and I can have more time to talk about the building mechanics and whatnot. So with Minecraft, as you can tell, every block has its certain dimensions. As you can see, nothing really changes, and I'm going to be showing you some of those side angles in a bit. But first, I'm going to build a really shitty house so I can show you, how the paths or how the blocks interact with each other when you put them in different positions and whatnot. So again, it doesn't matter what kind of block, they'll kind of operate the same. So I'm showing you the side views right now, as you can tell. Good 4 angles around to really see, that each block is as stale as it can be. They're all pretty much the same shit, and I can't reiterate that enough. So now I'm going to show you some of the unique features that Minecraft has over Roblox, and one of them is the stacking feature. Let me get a really good angle first. So here's the stacking mechanic. You just hit spacebar and you click the right click or left click, and as you can tell, the view is much better now. It's not the best way to get it up, but it is a very, very easy and common way to do nevertheless. And you can make bridges, like I said, you can make gateways. Like, it's just crazy that the blocks are so useful despite being so limited in customization and whatnot. And finally, I'd like to talk about the character customization. And the character customization for Roblox is very, very capitalistic, meaning if you want to pay for the good shit, you're gonna have to pay with real life money. If you watch my Roblox removal talk, you'll see why I kind of consider it to be a bit capitalistic. But look at the fucking prices here. Look at that. $5 for 400 Robux, and as you can tell, the more money you pay, the more they're willing to give you. And he even says in his message here, if you want to get better shit, pay up, or else you're gonna be poor as fuck, and everyone's gonna roast you for having free clothes or for having shit that isn't up to par. And I guess that's just based off of society nowadays, isn't it? And they even have a membership or a builders club too, where you can pay for that and you get daily income depending on how much you're willing to pay. And of course, there's a tier. There's a sort of a basic, advanced, and then sort of a godlike tier, as evident by the classic turbo and outrageous builders club. So pretty much to pay for more money for Roblox is sort of the key if you want to flex or show off to your friends and whatnot. Whereas in Minecraft, I believe they do have a bit of those microtransaction skins, but you can obviously Google, Minecraft skin editor or Minecraft, whatever, and there will be a bunch of Google websites that will link you to these sort of building features where you can build for free. And when you're done, you can upload it to your character. Or if you're like me, and if you don't know how to build, or if you think it's kind of like wonky, you can just you know, type in the search bar what you're looking for and you can download and upload it into your character automatically. And I think that's sort of the compensation that Minecraft or that Mojang has is that they know that you have to pay a lot of money to play the game, but the customization option is literally endless and you can, create your character to your own liking instead of paying, $30 for a decent looking Robloxian avatar. But yeah, that's kind of it for this video.